Good evening, good afternoon, and good day, depends on where you are watching from. I welcome you to my channel, on my platform. It's a pleasure, and I want to really appreciate you, first of all, before I proceed with the video. Now, I'm really grateful for you and all the people supporting me in one way or the other to ensure that Africa Media, which is my platform, it's becomes a household name in the way that people need to get enlightened. People need to get acquainted to what we are saying or what we are doing in this platform. What it's all about is the liberation of the mindset, of the wrong mindset of our people, the African, my fellow brothers and sisters of African origin. Whether you are in Africa, whether you live in diaspora, whether you live in the Western world, it doesn't really matter. What matters at this point in time in history is that Africans, wherever you find yourselves, we have to work as one family, as brothers and sisters, to ensure that we will become a people that is free to explore, to maximize our potentials as people of color, as people of this great continent. We don't no longer need to remain in slavery. The slavery, as far as I'm concerned, is no longer happening. It's not happening in a pronounced manner as we know it in the back of the days that we were sold out by merchants that worked with our leaders politically and traditional rulers and of those days. But there is an ongoing phenomena in our continent. But before I proceed further, if this is your first time of coming to my channel, please remember to subscribe, remember to like, remember to share this video, and put down your comments, please. We are, like I always say, we are like a family. We share, interact, help to make your opinion known, maybe to do better videos, to add better values to people. The goal of Africa Media is to help educate our brothers and sisters, help to our people to have the right mindset, help to be free from mental slavery to religion through every form of channel or avenue that we want that is targeted towards getting you back into slavery, especially in the mindset, the way you think, the way you see things, the way you have worldviews that are myopic, that are limited or limiting you from maximizing who you are, from understanding your purpose and calling in life, from understanding that the reason why we are here on earth, the reason why you are living, the reason why you are alive today, is not all about allow yourself to be subdued by another man, to be used by another man. My name still remain Francis Chinedu, and having said that, let's delve into the subject and topic of this moment. Now, what I want us to look at in this video is discussing a topic still on mental emancipation from mental slavery or from mind slavery. We're going to look at the church, the church, not the church alone, but rather how corrupt government and the churches, are the doom of Africa. It's not a new story, it's not a new thing, rather, that most governments in Africa is in shams, is messed up, is nothing to write home about. With most countries in Africa, we are sold out by our government, we are sold out by our political leaders. It's not something hidden anymore, it's obvious for decades, for many years now. But then the worrisome part of it is that yes, the church, which is supposed to be a place of succor, a place of hope, a place of where love is celebrated, where mercy is, shared, we are shown, where we have supposedly to live as a family. But it's sad, it's unfortunate that the churches, most churches, people are looking onto, most religious leaders or church leaders or whatever they call themselves, bishops, prophets, apostles, or whatever they are referred to, is very, very unfortunate. It's the burden, it's the passion and burden and the feeling I have for people having been messed up by religion in the past. It's based on this that I try to create short videos as these to help educate someone, no matter how little it is, no matter how little the impact might be. We have to have many voices speaking in this direction, especially in the abuse we see in the so-called churches and the religious centers today. It's so alarming, it's so pathetic, it's so demeaning that these men, though I don't know how to really point fingers at them, but these men, which are supposed to be the people, they trust them so much, believe on them so much as true men of God, as men who are saying the truth, in quote, as men who are supposed to be preachers of the gospel, and our brothers and sisters in different countries in Africa, even in diaspora and community of African, where Africans are resident in the Western world, in Asia, in the Americas, in Europe. It's sad to know that these men that build these churches, that build these denominations over the years, let's say more than 30, 40 years now in Africa, they have come up with theology, they have come up with philosophies, they have come up with all manner of teachings that have ended up in imprisoning potential Africans who are meant to be resourceful. They have succeeded in caging them in their church buildings. It is very, very sad. And to make it worse, you see, the money they have accumulated over the years is the same money they are using now. Not just now, anyway, it's been a long time, but it's becoming obvious now. They use it to subdue. They don't want the voice of the truth to be heard. You dare not challenge them when they come up with false doctrines and false teachings. And when you do so, it's alarming that these men go after you with law enforcement agents to silence you, to question, to challenge why you have the impetus to challenge what they say, because they see themselves as authorities that ought not to be challenged, that ought not to be questioned. What a sad situation we have here in Africa. Precisely, let me just not generalize alone. I know it's happening in South Africa, it's happening in Mali, it's happening in Zimbabwe, in Zambia, and in other places. These men are everywhere. They are, parading their evil practices in the name of doing church. It has come to a point whereby we have to be sounding this alarm, because it's obvious. Okay, let's take Nigeria also, because I always take Nigeria as a case study where I come from. Now, Nigeria is in a mess economically. Yes, it's not hidden. Why? Now, if you look critically at the way the story has been taken, most of the mega pastors who with mega church buildings celebrated globally is from Nigeria. And but sad enough, this men are celebrated as the richest pastors in the world, but Nigeria happens to be the poorest or one of the poorest countries in the world today by the global index. Now, the sad thing is, these men are busy accumulating money from both the rich, the haves and the have-nots, the well-to-do and the people, who are downtrodden. They keep on accumulating. They are never satisfied. Someone like Apostle Johnson Suleiman, recently, he's always trending for irrelevant cases, always trending for irrelevant things. Recently, that video is already enough in the YouTube. I don't want to talk much about that again. I have also said some things, one or two things in my previous videos. Came up with miracle alert scam, another way of scamming people. These men, they keep on accumulating money to service their luxurious lifestyle. It's very sad. They don't care to put up structures, to build companies, to build SMEs, small scale enterprises, to build up companies. No matter how little, they don't encourage their members on what financial education is all about. They don't teach people that these little money they keep asking from them can be saved and be used, to invest, and no matter how little it is, and they, grow such investments. Like I said, whatever I said, I know it's not sentimental, because I used to be, a victim of the same, whereby I use because I was ignorant of what financial education is all about, and my personal finances suffered shipwreck. Busy giving to church, busy sowing seed, busy using money to do the things which I was thinking that I was serving God, but wasn't in the right direction. But which is, I blame myself. I take responsibility. It's myself to be blamed. I'm not blaming anybody. But then what I'm saying, why I'm using my experience to let my voice is so that people will no longer fall victim to the same. We will no longer allow wickedness in slavery, enslavement of our people to continue to be recycled, to continue to happen. The time has come already for us to say enough is enough of all this evil. Enough is enough of the works and operations of these charlatans. Enough is enough of the operations of these bandits. We can no longer tolerate them and tolerate their nuances and tolerate all their, their manipulation, their deception, and whatever way they are, they have employed in their past for decades now to enslave our people, especially like I said in Nigeria. This is where you have the headquarters of many of these mega churches exported to other African countries and Europe and Asia and globally. So, having said this in a nutshell, why am I, saying again that churches and the corrupt government are the doom of Africa? Africa, it seems to be, perpetually not. I seem as if Africans, we are suffering in the midst of abundant resources, abundance of opportunities, because religion has so much damaged our people that an average African youth doesn't think again. Take my country for example. People, when you allow someone like Suleiman to be preaching messages that promotes laziness by promising people miracle a lot money, just like that, which is only an avenue for him to collect more seeds and more offering for himself. Okay, but then they don't count the damage these things are having on our people, because it's breeding laziness, it's breeding people who are not thinking, who don't want to be creative. It's breeding a society whereby people have no attachment to hard work. People see hard work now as there is no need for that. People, because why should I worry myself to think? Why should I worry myself to find a way to go to work, to use my hands and to empower myself skillfully and become useful to myself and to the society and to help others to do the same? Why should I be doing that when there is someone who I look on to promising me, praying for me to receive an alert for money I never worked for, praying for me to receive praying all manner of prayers, prophesying to me to receive breakthrough where I'm not working, and they are not encouraging me by any way, to go to work, to seek for something. There are opportunities, like I said. There are things that can be started off. There are little startups. One can save money and start selling eggs, and start, farming, for instance, and start, doing, going to work in several ways, especially agriculture. Agriculture alone, we all need it to feed ourselves and to help to feed the people around us. There are so many things to be done to earn money, not just, packing people in the church and the preaching and the prophesying and giving false teachings that is encouraging a lot of crime and a lot of things which our people are expecting something for nothing. That message has a long time has been promoted. That's why I said corrupt governments and churches are the doom of Africa. Corrupt government on their side have not helped matters. It's so alarming. I don't want to talk about the in this video because I don't want to make it too long. I don't want to talk about the rate of abuse going on in public offices in Africa, in Nigeria. My God, I don't want to. It's so crazy. Recently, a few days ago, the EFCC, started clamping down on Theodore Orji, the former Abia State governor, and his son for the mess they did. How they raped Abia, the coffers of Abia State government during his tenure, running in millions, siphoned on a monthly basis, and cumulatively now is running in trillions according to them. Why would someone, indulge in that? Sometimes I can't even understand these people. I can't fix them somewhere. I mean, I can't place them. What is the rationale behind of this theft? And shamefully enough, Senator, what's his name again? The NDDC chairman, he came out and to make claims that trillions of money or naira has gone missing in NDDC over the years. And the same man, was just a few months back during the COVID. He's been accused, and he's with his team of bastardizing billions of naira. Can that be? There is no accountability in public offices, and it's become a trend. It's become a tradition. No accountability. People go to public offices to steal in Nigeria, to steal in Africa. People, are being celebrated as political leaders just for stealing. It's very sad. It's very pathetic. When someone vies when he's coming out, many of them in the State House of Nigeria have stayed there for up to 20 years, 15 years, 16 years. They don't want to leave there because of the money they are stealing, the money they are making from the government. They stay in the house, they don't do it. Nigeria has never experienced any change for decades. And then these men are sitting down. It bleeds my heart that I don't want to talk about my country. My homeland is in a mess. But then I'm citing it as an example of a good example of a corrupt government, a country with more than over 200 million people and still counting, but nothing to have, with abundance of resources, abundance of everything, human resources, mineral resources, and the blessings in Nigeria is enormous. But then there is no sign of being blessed by them. Why? Because our government is in shambles. Corruption have dealt a fatal blow to my country, Nigeria, and to so many other countries in Africa. But why am I making this video? To alert my people that if the government has failed, we can help ourselves. If the government have failed, we don't need to allow the churches as well to be to enslave us. We already enslaved by the government. That is enough. and we are struggling to set ourselves free from their slavery. And then I know people are suffering. Most people are suffering. Most Christians are suffering in these churches for lack of knowledge. But then this is an information age. Information abounds everywhere. So you don't have reason to allow yourself again to be enslaved by the churches, to be enslaved by these religious leaders and charlatans and pulpit bandits. You don't need to allow yourself anymore. They are the doom of Africa. They are the people that is causing Africa to be backward. We don't need to be blaming the West anymore. Far gone are the days, because we allow ourselves to be enslaved by these men in government and in churches. So let this video go around. Let us begin to cry out. Let us free our people from the stronghold called churches, from the stronghold called religion, from the stronghold called all manner of wrong teachings going on out there in all these denominational places, in all these places where people are gathered. I'm fed poison, I'm fed wrong doctrines, I'm fed doctrines that are messing up their mind, that they cannot think for themselves, except their pastor prays, except their pastor blesses them. They don't see themselves as blessed. We are blessed people. You don't need anybody's blessing to be useful in life. You are already blessed by the virtue of the life God has given you, by the virtue of the talents, potentials, blessings God has unleashed in your life. As someone who is healthy, someone who has mind, you are already blessed. You have to think, you have to find a way, to break through in life through what God has impacted you with. Please, my brothers and sisters, I'm not against church. Church is a body of Christ. Church is there to help people to live well. But if churches as a structure is no longer helpful, now go back to your family. Go back to the days whereby people gather together to pray in their families, and and they discuss the Bible, and discuss things, and go out and reach out to the poor, the less privileged, the suffering, and the people who are passing through difficult times. You don't need any pastor to do that. If you have the right knowledge, you can come together as 2 or 3, 4, and decide on how to help the people, decide on how to help your poor neighbor. You don't need any pastor. You don't need anybody to ask you to bring your money for you to do this. So this video is getting long already, which I don't mean to. I'm sorry for taking you too long or to taking your time, but please, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you, staying all this much, 20 minutes plus to watch this video. What we're saying is the time has come to begin. If you know that you have a calling to be in the government, to go out there and begin to find your place in the political arena. If you know that whatever purpose and calling you have in life, this is the time to rise up and begin to fulfill your mission in life. There is no more time to wait for any government to become responsible. No, it's you and I that will bring about the change that we need in Africa. In our country, Nigeria, time has come to release those who are held captive in church buildings, so that they can go and begin to become useful to the society. These are men and women that ought to begin to bring the light to the street, to bring the light to the society, to make things happen. But they are caged in the church buildings praying for Nigeria to change, whereas they have to go out there to take responsibility for Nigeria to become a change that we are expecting it to be, and for Africa as a whole to become a change. You and I are the agents of change we are waiting for. You don't need to wait for anybody anymore. Go out there, begin to make a change. No matter how little it is, you have something that someone is in need out there. Go there and make a change, and you'll be blessed as you do. So I will end it here. Be ready to receive more notifications and videos from me. Please don't forget to subscribe to this video, like it, share it, put down your comments, and you are already blessed and a great person already. So I expect to see you soon. God bless you for watching, and I expect you to be blessed as you obey the laws and principles of nature. Shalom.